very merry, but they can also be stressful for a lot of reasons, including the baking. If you would like some helpful tips, don't worry, we've got you covered. Joining me to share the best holiday baking practices is Olive Finch chef Mary Nguyen. Is that right, Mary Nguyen?
Mary Nguyen, yeah.
Okay, well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. First and foremost, Olive Finch is one of my favorite places.
Oh, me too.
So, so we are in good hands, folks. Okay, so give us some practices and tips that we can learn.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think the one thing you have to do when you're cooking anything, whether it's like soup, right, or pasta, but especially baking, is read the recipe first. So in culinary terms, we call it mise en place. So basically, mise en place, read your recipe first, but then also make sure that you have all of your ingredients already out to go.
I ran into that last night as my daughter and I were making cookies for a project that she has at school today. And we did not have an egg yolk, and I used an egg yolk replacement, and it did not work.
Yeah. So mise en place. So read the recipe, and then make sure you have all of your ingredients before you do anything.
Okay, good. Got that.
Yeah. And then I would say bring the ingredients to room temperature. You know, so you have eggs and you have butter.
Okay, so how long should you, because the butter is what I always run into.
Right.
So how long do you want that butter to sit out to get to room temperature?
At least 30 minutes.
Okay.
At least 30 minutes. But I also, you know, I subscribe to leaving my butter out all the time.
My parents do too.
Yeah.
My mom does as well. Maybe I should.
Butter. Yeah.
Okay.
Always. You know, I bake a lot with my daughters at home, and especially during the weekend, it's great to just have butter on the counter and it's soft and it's ready to go.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So, but as long as your butter and your eggs are room temperature, then your batter, when they bake, like the cookies, will bake smoother and creamier.
That is what is happening to me because I never knew about eggs. Why do you have to have the eggs at room temperature?
Well, because, you know, if they're cold, your butter's gonna seize up.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
It makes sense, folks. Okay, so that's a great tip that I feel like a lot of people don't do. Okay.
Yeah. And then, you know, scale has got to be your friend. So you definitely want to make sure that you weigh everything that you have for your ingredients, because baking's like really precise. But if you don't have a scale, you know, what you want to do, like for example, if they're asking you for like 5 cups, right? So measure in a cup, but then level it.
Yep.
And then that way you can make sure that it's really just 1 cup and not 1.5 cups.
Exactly.
Before you put it into the mixer.
Okay, so always level it. That's something my mama taught me and her mama taught her. So if you don't know how to level it, you just saw. And if you don't have like this really cool handy tool that Mary has, as you can see right here, I just use like a little butter knife.
Yeah.
Yep,
Absolutely.
easy peasy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, so first we have to make sure these are room temperature.
Correct.
But then after you make your batter, make sure that you chill it.
Okay, mistake number gazillion for Sam over here. So how long do you chill the batter for?
So again, probably at least 30 minutes.
In the fridge?
In the fridge, or even in the freezer. It'll freeze a little, you know, it's gonna chill a little bit faster. So like what I like to do is I like to make my batter, and I like to do like ×4 the recipe, you know? And then I will divide it up and I'll roll it into either a ball or I'll roll it into a log, and then I'll wrap it in plastic wrap and throw it in the freezer so that the next time you and your daughter want to make cookies, you can.
Everything you're saying makes perfect sense, and I feel like a lot of us just don't think about these things. Either they weren't taught,
right?
Or, I mean, in recipe books, I don't see anything like this, to put it in the fridge, things like this. So just learning these little anecdotes that I can imagine will transform your cookie to be the best flavor and the best consistency. Mary, thank you. Any other tips?
You're welcome. And so, you know, once you put in the flour, you don't want to overmix. And
a lot of time.
Yes.
And sift the flour?
Yes. If you can sift the flour. But when you're mixing, you want to make sure that you don't overmix, because if you overmix, your butter's already room temperature. You're going to then heat up your butter, and then you get your cookies spread.
Oh my gosh, that makes sense as well. That's why your cutouts look way different than the ones we made last night.
Well, I don't know about that.
They do, trust me, they do.
Well, and the one thing, see how like they actually have really nice color? The reason why is because when we put them in the pan and then I cook them in the oven, and say it's like, you know, 350 degrees for 30 minutes, I will always rotate. Halfway through.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so, you know, just open the oven.
15 minutes in,
and then
rotate.
Yeah.
And you just rotate once.
I just rotate once.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to keep opening the oven. Every time I open that oven, the heat escapes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have about 30 seconds left, any last minute tips? Because these were some really good ones.
Well, you know, I would say that you got to, it's holidays, make everything ahead as much as possible.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you can't, then you can also order cookie decorating kits from Olive Finch.
Oh, that is so true. And don't you guys used to have events where
do.
you could go and you could decorate.
Yes,
Do you still
yes.
have those?
We don't do those anymore
Oh, those
because
were so fun.
yeah,
We did them a few years ago.
Did you? Oh, that's
Yes.
amazing. That's
It was
awesome.
so much fun.
They
You
were
can get
really
like
fun.
a little like drink for the parents, and then the kids are
Yeah.
decorating. But I love that we can go ahead and get the kits and then take them home.
Yeah, and they look like this. So, you get a dozen cookies, you
Cute.
get frostings, you get decorations, and then you also get a kit that actually tells you how to decorate. So it's a really great thing to do like Christmas Eve or on a Hanukkah night to do with your family.
It's such a great idea. Your kits are the best, and honestly, these tips I can only imagine is going to change my baking game, but I know for the viewers as well. So Mary with Olive Finch, we appreciate you. Happy holidays.
Happy
Thank
holidays.
you.
You too.